shapes. By the end of the lesson, I will be able to find the area of irregular shapes. Let's revisit all the formulas that we've learned because we might have to use them when we're finding the area of irregular shapes. So the area of a circle formula, make sure that you have these all written down in today's notes or tonight's notes so that you have them all in one place. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. The area of a parallelogram is A equals base times height. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And the area of a trapezoid is the top plus the bottom, or A plus B, divided by 2. And we're going to multiply that by the height. Steps to follow. Sometimes these steps go out of order. Sometimes you skip some of these steps. These are just kind of a rough edge or a rough idea about what kind of things you need to look for and do when you're solving for the area of an irregular shape. The first thing is that you need to find shapes you recognize and split the irregular shape into those shapes. The second thing that you need to do is rewrite the lengths of the sides that were split. Number 3 is write down the formulas you're going to use. And number 4, you're going to calculate the areas of the shapes. And then you're going to add all of those areas together. So we're going to do 3 examples. The first example is an irregular shape that looks like we have a rectangle and a half of a circle. So my rectangle is blue and the half of the circle is green. So we're going to write the formula for the rectangle or the parallelogram of base times height in blue. We're going to write the area formula for the circle in green because the circle is green. So pi r squared. All right, we're going to find the area of the blue shape or the parallelogram. The base is 19 and the height is 12. So I'm going to do 19 times 12. And the area of the parallelogram is 228 feet squared. Going to the area of the half circle, and I'll do the half at the very end. All we have to do is divide by 2, right? Because I just need half of the circle we found. So I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to estimate. So I'm going to use 3.1 for pi. I also know that this right here is the diameter, which is 12. So I need the radius, and the radius is 6. So I'm going to substitute 6 in for my radius, and I'm going to square that. So I have 3.14 times 36, and 3.14 times 36 gives me an area of 113 and 4/100ths. I need to divide this area because this is a full circle, right? And I only have half of the circle. So what I need to do is divide this number by 2 because of the half. I'm going to divide that by 2, and my half circle, or my hemisphere, if you were talking about a sphere, is 56.52, and that's going to be feet squared as well. Now, I have the area of the parallelogram and I have the area of the circle, and I need to add those two things together to get the total area of my irregular shape. So 228 plus 56.52 is going to give me, 284.52. So I'm going to write that whole area right here, 284.52, and that's going to be feet squared. So here's my final answer. The second example is a shape that, I don't know, but it looks to me like I could create some rectangles or some parallelograms. So I know that I could create a parallelogram by extending this line. So here's one parallelogram. I'm going to do this one this way. And then my third one is going to be here. Now you could have split this differently than I did, right? There's not one answer to splitting your irregular shape. However, that's just how I have seen it. So I need to look at my red parallelogram, and I'm going to use the area formula for parallelogram, base times height, and I'm going to use it 3 times. So I'm only going to write it 1 time, but know that I'm also going to use it with my green parallelogram and my blue parallelogram. So the red parallelogram, my base and my height, right, they didn't change any. So I have the area 4 times 10, and the area of that shape is going to be 40 meters squared. This blue shape, I'm going to do the blue shape now just because it hasn't changed any lengths. I can identify it really quickly of 10 and 4. So the area is 10 times 4, and the area of that one is also going to be 40 meters squared. And then my green one in the middle, I need to figure out what the length of this side and also the height of it. So if I have this number, which is 10, but that 10 represents the entire side of that irregular shape. So it is talking about this entire side. Well, I know that part of that side is 4. Part of that side, right, from here to here is 4. So I need to now figure out from here to here how much is that. And what I do is take the whole side minus what I know, which is the 4, and I get 6. So this side length right here is 6. This side length, I'm going to write it in green, this side length is 6. I'm going to have to do the same thing with the 10 that's on the right-hand side, okay? Because I need to know the height of this. I could use doing this one, or the height of this one, I could use it doing this one. But they're going to be the same, so it doesn't matter. Again, you can pick. So the whole side is 10, and this much is, I don't know what, but I do know that this much of it is 6. So I'm going to do 10 minus 6, and this little edge then becomes 4. So the area of the parallelogram of the inside is 6 times 4, and it's going to equal 24 meters squared. So that's the area of all 3 of my parallelograms that I have, but I need to know the total area. So what I'm going to have to do is add 40 plus 40 plus 24. So 40 plus 40 plus 24 is going to give me an area of 104 meters squared. So that entire shape is 104 meters squared. Last one. So we have 2 different shapes. I hope that you can identify this triangle and that you can identify this parallelogram or this rectangle. So I need 2 formulas. The formula that I need for the parallelogram is base times height, and the formula that I need for the triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base and the height of my parallelogram are 7 and 2. So the area is going to be 14 centimeters squared for my parallelogram. The area formula for the triangle. Now, this right here, right, indicates by this red line that my height of my triangle is 3. If you take this side and you look directly across from it and you find the parallel line to it, then you will know that the base is 2. So the height of my parallelogram is 3, And the base of my parallelogram is 2. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 2, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. So I have 6 divided by 2, and the area of my triangle is going to be 3 centimeters squared. I need to add those two things together to get the total area of my irregular shape. And 14 plus 3 is 17 centimeters squared.